Hey, I heard you like being a super tryhard. We're back with more Cavalcade. Here's the current list, playing the Fervent Champion, Gremlinition, Scorched Bitter, Shock, 10th Street Dodger, 4 Cavalcade, 2 of the Pyrohelix to try to cheese out enemy Fervent Champion and Steamkin, and then 3 Annex, 3 Spitfire because this card's pretty good, 4 Light Up the Stage, 4 Torbrand, 3 Castles, and 17 Mountains. That's the deck, and I hope you enjoy the gameplay. We're on the play and we have some pretty decent 1-drops against red, so I guess we'll keep. Start with the Fervent Champion. Be the first one this turn to hit with Fervent Champion this game. Opponent on Scorched Bitter. I like the idea of playing both of these. Opponent likely will not block. Maybe a Steamkin here. In which case a Shock or a Pyrohelix would be pretty good. Most people are playing the Mythic Ranked #1 red deck rather than Cavalcade at this tier. Oh, haven't seen that card in a while. With the advent of Torbrand. So we're both just pinging and chipping away at each other here. Opponent making unblockable. Can only be blocked by creatures with haste. So we don't have anything to do, so we'll just pump with the big mountain over here. Hit for 7. See if opponent can remove enough of our creatures. It'd be nice to hit a Cavalcade of our own. Maybe they'll play a big Torbrand or an Annex here. This blocks the War Boss. And we'll hold back our Spitter, and it's not really worth to just throw away the Initiate into the War Boss. So we can put 4 in the air next turn if we don't get Scorching Dragons fired or Lava Coiled. With the 1 ping and the 1 unblockable, and we could pump as well. Which would be 4, 5, 6, 7. So opponent with a pretty big Cavalcade this turn. I definitely don't want to get shocked here. So we'll make this unblockable. And I think we'll hold this back. Opponent has 5 blockers on the ground, and then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we will pump with the mountain. Castle Ember, it's called. And we'll see if opponent does have shock here. Good game, Perictum. Opponent goes first. 2 Fervent Champions is always super nice. We got a Shock and a Pyrohelix just in case opponent is also on red. Sizzling Stuffy Doll. Gonna run out the Fervent Champions. Get that 5 damage in by turn 2. They may play Birth of Melitus, Yarok's Fenlander. And I think we will probably end up tossing this one. I'm gonna shock this just in case there's some sort of Charmed Prince coming around. Opponent kind enough to shock themselves for us. I think I'd rather have the NX. Put opponent down to 10. No blocks would be lethal. We'll see if opponent has any sort of interaction here. Not sure if white-black has a bunch of instant speed murderous rider. Alright, good game, Sizzling Stuffy Doll. Oh, this hand looks dope, and we're on the play. So we could do 6, or we could do not 6. And it's nice to style. Hopefully not too much removal, maybe just 1 stomp, okay. And then opponent gonna hold the block. Still want to beat him down here. Because while we're losing damage output, he's losing board. Oh, poor guy. I think I have to be mana efficient here. Good game, Red Breach. Man, we drew the nut. Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been building that other mono red deck wins deck. It's a lot more flexible than the Cavalcade that we've been playing. And I'm pretty on a pretty sick win streak, so we'll see if we can finish out right here, finish strong. Opponent goes first, kind of a lot of NX. We always want to have at least one in trades frequently. Save the shock for the Steamkin or the second Fervent Champion. Want to spend our mana, he's going to play the Annex. Unfortunately, we are a little too rich on Annex. Probably could have mulliganed a bit more aggressively here. And I will play the Annex with the third land. 3-1 can't block, huh? So we want to trade this. Keep our opponent off of board. Now I think I'll just take the 3 and trade it with his. And now we will steal his card. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Pretty good one. Unfortunately, we'll only be able to cast it after combat on the next turn if we want to. And honestly, I'm very interested in just keeping Annex on the field at all times, as frequently as possible. That's why I kept the 3 Annex hand. Opponent seeing if they have an out. We'll see if they have the 3rd or the 4th land only. Krenko, I'm not sure that's going to cut it here. That card can turn the game pretty quickly. I think I just go. Math is for blockers. And if they make a monster Krenko, we can still finish in the air. And I'll definitely block here. Just gonna try and block safely. Who knows what they could have in their hand. Embercleave, Infuriate, Infuriate. You never know if the 1 point will matter. See if opponent has an out. Embercleave Shock Shock would do it. Oh, only one spell. Costs 3, not 2. Which means... Oh, we got there, folks. Just reveling in the glory here. I guess we'll show the third annex. Good game, Boo Boo 91. That one was a lot harder than the last one, I'll tell you that. Alright, so we made it. We made it to Diamond. We made it out of the Platinum tier. It feels really great. I'm very excited. This was actually pretty hard. I've been playing pretty hard the past 2 days. And so you can watch the evolution of a red deck in these past couple of videos. We are playing now what I am calling Red Deck Wins Work in Progress. So we're playing for Fervent Champion, for Infuriate, for Scorched Bitter, for Shock, for 10th Street Dodger, for Robber of the Rich. This card is really, really good. Only have 2 Steamkins, 4 Annex, definitely play 4 of this even though it's legendary. 2 Bone Crushers, 4 Light of the Stage. This card might be the one to go or get cut down on later. 1 Phoenix of Ash because I only have the 1. 3 Embercleave. We'll see if 3 or 4 are needed. I only have 3 at the moment. And then still on the 20 lands of 3 Castle and 17 Mountain. And so the Cavalcade build that I was on until I switched out at the very end, in case you're really hooked on Cavalcade or you're still playing Cavalcade because you don't have enough rare wild cards. This is pretty much the list I would recommend going for if you're in a really competitive level of ladder. This one is, again, for Fervent Champion, for Grim Initiate, for Scorched Bitter, for Shock, for 10th Street Dodger, for Cavalcade. I'm playing 2 Chandra's Pyrohelix because it's about 40-45% red deck wins. 4 Annex, 4 Light Up the Stage, 3 Tybalt, and so we've cut the Chandra Spitfire. The card wasn't really performing. It always felt kind of clunky, kind of slow. Yeah, I win games with it sometimes, but I was feeling very frustrated trying to rank up from Platinum 2 into Platinum 1 and stay there. And so I ended up cutting the Spitfires and putting in Tybalt, and this card's great against the Azorius control deck, turning a lot of our losing games into winning games just really closely. The turned off life gain really matters. And then this card also does okay against mono red. It does okay against the Heliod deck as well. And so I would definitely recommend playing 3 of the Tybalt if you're only seeing mono red, and if you are running into that Azorius control deck that I've only seen popped up like in the past 2 days, basically yesterday. And then 3 Torbrand. This card's pretty good. I feel like it's a little bit less flexible than Embercleave because you can cast Embercleave for just red sometimes, but Torbrand plus Cavalcade is pretty much good game. And you can't always close out a game with just hyper aggressiveness, especially against the Azorius control, and so you do have to kind of go mid-range, kind of go to overwhelming amounts of damage. So 3 Castle Embereth and 17 Mountains again. And so this is the Cavalcade list that got us through most of Platinum tier. We were playing Spitfire. I would definitely recommend switching to Tybalt. And then this is the red deck wins list that we ended up finishing out with. And so this is a little bit of a budget list. You can definitely go ahead and check back for the next video once I finish out those wild cards, and you can get the complete list there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you have a great day. And please like and subscribe.